What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some crazy battles submitted to the channel by Fernando Lovebox, aka Colin L, who's running 3 newly buffed Shadow Pokemon this season with Mudslap, Alolan Dugtrio, Psywave Misdreavus, and Astonish plus Shadow Punch Dusknoir. Now they mentioned that this was initially meant to be a Misdreavus showcase, but it still kinda sucks. However, Alolan Dugtrio was a ton of fun to run. By the way, for anyone wanting to submit battles to the channel, currently I'm going to prioritize submissions like this, which are utilizing 3 newly buffed Pokemon. Now I'm not too fussed if 1 or 2 of the Pokemon have been showcased elsewhere, but I don't want to see anything super common like Clodsire or Dunsparce, and ideally you should have at least 1 Pokemon that is buffed that has not been showcased anywhere else, as I would like to keep my content on this channel as unique as possible. Also, before we get into the question of the day, I wanted to mention that I've finally been able to get a bit ahead when it comes to making content so far this season, which means that for my channel members, the early access to new videos might be a full day ahead of when everyone else gets to see them, instead of just a couple of hours. So for example, tomorrow's video, which I'll be showcasing a full Machop evolution line with Karate Chop, is now actually available to watch for my channel members. So if that's something you're interested in, then of course you can become a channel member for just 99p a month, and you could also just try it out for 1 month, and then if you don't think the perks which are on screen right now are worth it, then of course you can cancel at any time. I do also want to clarify that I won't be making any member exclusive videos, it will just be early access, so if you can't afford to become a channel member, then don't worry, you won't be missing out, but you will just see things slightly later than those channel members. But anyways, with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What do you think has been the least significant move update this season? Maybe a move that has been upgraded, but unfortunately doesn't really impact any of the Pokemon that learn that move? Let me know in the comment section down below, but with that being said, let's finally get into the battles now. I'm just going into the first battle, Shadow Alolan Dugtrio into Medicham. Now Medicham might have been nerfed into the ground, but unfortunately Dugtrio is still going to get absolutely slapped by it, so we do swap out into Misdreavus, which we're utilizing as a safe swap here, just because Dusknoir will get completely walled by any ghost type in, sorry, not any ghost type, any normal type in the game, because we are running a triple ghost moveset there. But unfortunately Misdreavus can't really hit that hard. I think Shadow Sneak, even though it is stab, is still going to be a lot worse to throw than Dark Pulse in neutral situations, but I think we were pretty tight on energy there, so makes sense just going for those Shadow Sneaks, guaranteeing to get off some damage there. We still managed to grab a shield advantage. We go for the full Mudslap farm down. Unfortunately they get the drop there with the Zap Cannon, despite that also being nerfed. I believe this season is only a 33% chance, which is very unfortunate, but they get the nerf there. Either way, we can just come in with Dusknoir full sending the Shadow Ball, as that probably would get the KO there, but at this point we can shield. Unfortunately they do bait with the Acid Spray, but that's okay. We will put them into range, but actually we can just settle for a Shadow Punch. A Shadow Punch new to Dusknoir's moveset this season gets the KO. They come back in with the Medicham, and we're still able to make it to yet another Shadow Punch. Shadow Punch gets the KO up against the Medicham there. We didn't even need the Dugtrio for that battle, but anyways, into the next battle here. Gonna see Malamar in the lead, definitely where we want to see it, because we've got 2 ghost types in the back, and you can see it only takes 4 Mudslaps to make it to a Mud Bomb, which is very quick for this Pokemon, considering the Mudslap damage is absolutely insane here. We're gonna definitely shield the foul play. I wouldn't be surprised if we just double shield in this matchup here. We could have tried to maybe catch a superpower, but I think that's very risky. Might as well just double shield, go for the full farm down, and they come in with a Drapion, and we're going straight for the Mud Bomb there. Mud Bomb grabs the shield. We're gonna swap, try to catch an Aqua Tail. I do like that play, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for us, as the opponent holds onto the energy though. They then swap into Skuntank. Now this actually is not that bad for us, because we can go and fire off the Shadow Sneak, and we basically just force the opponent to throw their energy straight away, and this is a great play, because now we can come in with the Dugtrio, go for the full Mudslap farm down, and it doesn't matter how much energy the Drapion has. Dugtrio easily wins CMP, Mud Bomb gets the KO, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, Dugtrio into Wigglytuff, another great lead matchup for us, because of course, well, okay, this is even better for us as they swap into Clodsire. Now, I personally don't think we really needed to do that. I think it would have been good to just shield once and then go for a huge Mudslap farm down, but now unfortunately, we're going to throw a charge move here, and we've already, well, taken a lot of damage there. I mean, we grab a shield back anyway, so I guess it's not the end of the world here. Gonna shield up the Stone Edge. We should be able to go for a full Sidewave farm down, but I don't think we're going to make it to a charge move up against a Wigglytuff. They actually come in with a Drifblim instead, which doesn't really matter. At this point, this should be game over. All we have to do is make sure the opponent doesn't make a catch there, and we don't allow it to happen. So we can come back in with the Dugtrio, go straight for the Mud Bomb, grab that shield from the opponent. We're going to actually allow them to charm farm us down a little bit further, whatsoever, just so that we don't give any extra energy away for free, but it doesn't really matter. We've already got a Shadow Punch loaded. They can fire off a charge move, win the CMP tie, but we can just go and straight Shadow Punch them here, and even if they do debuff our attack from this range, Shadow Punch will be enough damage to take out the Drifblim, and we're able to take that game. So going into next battle, another good lead for the Dugtrio as they are running Powder Snow, Alolan Sand Slash, and at this point we can just shield this. The Mud Slap damage will register, it will just fully take out the Sand Slash, and they come in with Skeleturge. So we could have gone for one extra Mud Slap there, but I guess just wanted to fire off a charge move straight away. We then swap into Dust Noir, and they come in with a Razor Leaf Victory Bell, but of course, Razor Leaf's not dealing as much damage this season as that did also get a nerf. We can go for the Shadow Punch, grab the shield there, make it to Shadow Punch number 2. Shadow Punch from this range will be taking out the Victory Bell. They come back in with the Skeleturge. They do get the farm down there, but that's absolutely okay. We can come in with the Misdreavus here, and we do have to be wary. We might have to try and make a catch in this matchup here, and we do make the catch there, catching the charge move onto our Dugtrio. The opponent goes for Disarming Voice. That takes us out despite being resisted, and at this point, we can just fire off any charge move. Doesn't really matter what we throw. Dark Pulse will get the KO up against the Skeleturge, and we're able to take that game. In today's battle, we see a Ferrothorn in the lead. Now, honestly, this used to be a pretty bad matchup for us, but now, because we do make it to that Mud Bomb in just 4 Mud Slaps, this is a positive matchup in the 1 shield scenario, as I believe by the time we make it to the second Mud Bomb, the Mud Slap damage will put them into Mud Bomb range. So actually, not a bad matchup whatsoever. Just going to actually swap and make a catch instead of firing off the charge move there. We're going to swap into our Misdreavus once again, and the opponent comes in with Clodsire, and honestly, not that bad that we bait out the Clodsire because we can now align it to our Dugtrio, although the opponent probably will be able to go for a full farm down here, full resisted farm down as well, which is not ideal. Once again, if we can throw neutral charge moves, Dark Pulse is going to be slightly better than Shadow Sneak, but again, looks like it was pretty close in terms of actually making it to a Dark Pulse, so maybe just playing it safe. But either way, we go for the the Mud Bomb, take them out, and they've got another Skeleturge in the back, so we can just swap into Dust Noir. The opponent makes a very nice catch there, but doesn't really matter. It's not going to save them. We take them out with the Shadow Punch, and we can just go for a full Astonish farm down, taking out the Skeleturge, and we're able to take that game. Into next game, a great lead, although actually no, never mind, they're running Water Gun, and these Water Guns are seriously chunking. By the way, Shadow Alolan Dugtrio is incredibly attack weighted, if you hadn't already noticed. We're going to swap there, and the opponent comes in with their own Psywave user. Unfortunately, this is not a good matchup for us whatsoever. Again, going for the Shadow Sneak, and I think Dark Pulse definitely will be better to go for here, but either way, we're going to go for another Shadow Sneak here. Shadow Sneak does get them fairly low, but unfortunately, these Psywaves are triple resisted by the Psychic and Dark type, so not going to be able to farm them down there. Instead, we're just going to let the Misdreavus go down. We've already got a shield advantage, which is very nice. We come in with the Dust Noir, and the opponent just doesn't throw any energy. I don't know what they were thinking there. They could have definitely thrown at least one more charge move, maybe even 2, but I don't really know what happened there. But either way, we're just going to no-shield at this point. Just going to be a Trailblaze to boost up their attack. Trailblaze does hit reasonably hard there, and now these Poison Stings honestly dealing some decent damage there. We're now going to swap Catch the Move onto our Dugtrio as they go for another Trailblaze. Honestly, we're getting fairly low. I'm not so sure about this play, but we go for the Shadow Punch, taking out Ariados. They come back in with a Lantern, but actually, never mind. We put them into a range where Shadow Punch will get the KO, and we're at back-to-back, so we grab the final shield, and the second Shadow Punch will be enough damage to take out the Lantern, and we're able to take that game, whilst also 2 shield flexing. You love to see it. Anyways, into next battle, we see Dugtrio in the lead, of course. Mudslap's going to be resisted by the grass typing, so we swap into our Misdreavus, and I've mentioned before, Dark Pulse is the better move to go for in neutral situations, but of course in this case it will be resisted, so definitely Shadow Sneak is the way to go. We can fire off a second Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, Shadow Sneak, really not a good move here, but we do force the opponent to throw their energy, which isn't the worst thing in the world, as we can come in with the Dugtrio. Actually, I'm not sure if they undercharged that. They must have undercharged that, or did Rockslide really get nerfed that badly? I don't know, but either way, we come in with the Dugtrio, and they actually swap into a Fury Cutter Gligar, realizing Wing Attack not going to generate energy as fast as it used to, so actually running Fury Cutter, which for the coverage is not great. Bug is resisted by the most typings in the entire game, but we go for a Shadow Punch there, grab the final shield. We can just safely shield up the next charge move as they go for the Aerial Ace this time around. We're now going to massively overfarm here, throwing another Shadow Punch just before they make it to the next Aerial Ace. Shadow Punch grabs that shield, and they do make it to one final charge move. But at this point, we're actually going to shield this. We might be able to commit to a full Astonish farm down here, as we are resisting the Fury Cutter damage. We get that farm down, and let's see, the opponent's going to come in with the Lurantis, but we just go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball going to get the KO there, and we can swap back into Dugtrio, go for the Mud Bomb, go for a full undercharge. It still gets the KO, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Dugtrio into Malamar. So once again, probably just going to play out the 2-shield scenario and go for a full Mud Slap farm down. But we will fire off a Mud Bomb straight away. The opponent probably likely trying to farm up to at least back-to-back superpowers before throwing. But honestly, we're probably going to shield a foul play anyways. So we're going to shield there. They go for the superpower. Possibly could have tried to catch another superpower here, but instead, just going to play it safe, go for the Mud Slap farm down, and they come in with Sir Titan, and maybe they thought they just caught a Mud Bomb there, but we full send the Iron Head. We get the one shot. They come back in with Malamar. What do they have in the back? They've got a Galarian Weezing, and look at that Mud Slap damage. Unfortunately, Brutal Swing is cheaper in energy this season, so they actually get to it very quickly there, but it doesn't matter. We come in with Mischievous. We go for the sideway farm down. The opponent recognizing Brutal Swing will not get the KO there, so they just concede the match. Into the next game, a dream lead for us as we lead into Bastiodon, but unfortunately, the dream is over because they swap into Serperior. We are not maintaining alignment here, especially when we no-shield a Frenzy Plant, but maybe we won't need it here. Let's go for the Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak pretty much just guaranteed to get a shield there as the opponent, with a Bastiodon in the lead up against our Dugtrio, is going to fight hard for switch advantage. They are going to guarantee they win switch advantage. But now we can come in with the Dust Noir, shield up the Aerial Ace bait, which is unfortunate, but we can fire off a Shadow Punch. And Shadow Punch from this range should be enough damage to get the KO up against Serperior. They come back in with Bastiodon. We swap into our Dugtrio, but they've got a Venusaur in the back, and we're just going straight for the Iron Head here. No messing around. Iron Head nearly gets the one shot. I don't know why they no-shielded, but that's going to be game over for the opponent. Nothing they can do anymore, so they just concede the match. In today's battle, we see Pidgeot in the lead, and because Wing Attack was nerfed this season, they're actually running Gust, which may be slightly better for us, but actually is still chunking a fair bit. We go straight for the Iron Head there. Iron Head is unfortunately shielded. Probably quite obvious because they're just going to go for a Feather Dance here and drop our attack. We will make it to another charge move, but it's going to be a double debuffed, double resisted Mud Bomb, and the opponent does correctly no-shield that. So maybe could have banked the energy there, but I guess we don't really want to be switch locked and then get nerfed with a Feather Dance there. So I kind of understand why we played it like that, but either way, going to go for a Dark Pulse here. Dark Pulse, even with the debuff to our attack, will get the KO. We're going to swap immediately into our Dust Noir, and the opponent randomly swaps into them a Champ there. I believe that was a Feraligatr that came in, which they could have just stayed in with, and they would have been fine, but unfortunately, they go for the Stone Edge. We shield it up, and now, yep, it was a Feraligatr. They could have just safely gone for a Hydro Cannon there, but instead, we get a huge Astonish farm down, and now we can make it to 3 Shadow Punches, it looks like. Actually, we won't quite make it to the 3rd Shadow Punch, but we do force the opponent to throw their energy immediately, which is absolutely fine. Hydro Cannon takes us out there, but we will outpace them to the Shadow Sneak with Mischievous, and this will, of course, be enough damage to take out the Feraligatr from that range, and we're able to take that game. In today's battle, we see a Primarina in the lead, so they are running Waterfall, so that is actually very quick reactions there to swap out of that matchup and swapping into Mischievous, and again, should be going for Dark Pulse, but I mean, I can give this advice all I want. These battles have already been done. It's not like they're going to be able to change what they do here, so either way, just going to no-shield. They go for Rock Slide. That actually doesn't KO here, so yeah, we're just going to go for another Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak from this range will put them into Mud Slap farm down range, hopefully before they make it to an Earthquake, but we will see. Going to come in with the Dugtrio. Of course, I've not been counting, so I don't know, but the opponent doesn't even throw a charge move, so pretty clear that they weren't getting to the Earthquake there, otherwise they would have thrown a charge move. We go for the Mud Bomb there, and we're now going to swap into our Dust Noir, and at this point we can shield this up. We should be able to go for a full Astonish farm down. It just depends what they've got in the back, and they've got a Clodsire in the back, so things are looking looking pretty good for us. We can go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is going to connect. It does huge damage at this point, so we're going to shield here. Possibly would have preferred to grab a shield actually, but either way, they go for a Sludge Bomb, which is fine with us. And at this point, we are going to fire off the Shadow Punch straight away. Just guarantee the shield right now, or the KO in actual fact. And at this point, we can just go for a full Astonish farm down. Actually, swapping into a Dugtrio just to get the Mudslap farm down for no reason whatsoever. And we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we're going to see a Greedent in the lead. So Greedent did get double nerfed, kind of, but also buffed. Trailblaze going to be less energy this season, but Mud Shot generates less energy this season as well. And then, of course, Body Slam deals less damage. But we're going to swap, make a catch onto our Misdreavus. Very nice catch there. Except they go for Crunch, so they're actually just not running the Body Slam whatsoever, which makes sense as it did get nerfed. And Crunch is pretty good coverage for, like, Ghost types, for example. So yeah, understandable there, bit unfortunate for us, but they put a Full Sense, a Shadow Ball there, which means this is just going to be a Bone Club. Bone Club got a buff this season, but it's not going to get a KO there, so we get the full farm down. We're going to swap there because, of course, we're completely walled by the normal typing of Greedent. Going to swap into a Dugtrio, and actually we put them into range where, honestly, a Shadow Punch will probably get the KO now because they are incredibly low, so going to fire off the Iron Head. Iron Head does big damage up against Cresselia there. They're over farming as much as they can, but it's just not going to be enough here. They go for the Grass Knot, getting the KO. We can fire off the Shadow Punch, and I believe we've already got a Shadow Ball loaded, but either way, we can fire off either Charge Reef here. We can just go for the Shadow Punch, and from this range, even up against the normal type, it gets the KO up against the Greedent, and we're able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.